And welcome to week 32 of Walk the Plank, the athletic department podcast here at Perry High School. They'll take a deep dive into the week that was, and we'll start previewing, since it's a Friday, we'll start previewing next week's events as we head into the postseason for a lot of our spring sports teams. I'm joined as always by Gene Winters. Thanks for being here, Gene.
Yeah, no problem. Consecutive weeks of many games.
Yeah.
Not too many rainouts or weather delays or anything like that. The athletes were able to get out there and perform, which was nice.
It's not been overly warm, but at least it's not been rainy, and we've been able to get our events in for the most part. So, like we said, we're in the conference time of year right now, wrapping CVC competition and championships up, and then we're going to start to get into our sectionals, districts, regionals, and state level stuff here as we go forward. So we'll detail all of that for all of our spring sports, but we're going to start off with our male athletes of the week. They are joining me here today. Caden Brewster, Andrew Morris. Thanks for being here, guys.
Thank you.
All right, we'll give you your food. Just a reminder, all of our athletes of the week get a Canes box combo and the free meal deal from the Perry DQ plus a Blizzard. So, gentlemen, enjoy the food. You guys are here because you are district qualifiers in the sport of tennis, and let's just talk a little bit about the season first in general, and then we'll morph into the postseason and how this all came about and what led to you guys playing doubles. Because for the majority of the season, Caden played first singles and Andrew played second singles. And so let's just talk about, we have an outstanding record. We were CVC champs. Just talk a little bit to us about, the season and what it meant to win that CVC championship again this year.
It was a good season. The whole team worked hard. Obviously, we're losing some seniors, but really only one on varsity with Dorian.
Right.
So we're going to have to find someone to replace him next year. But it was fun. The whole team gets along really well, and we had a good year. Obviously, our record shows that.
Yeah, well, so looking ahead to even next year, you guys are both juniors. You're going to be back. We only lose Dorian, so we're not replacing an entire team or anything. So looking to be bigger and stronger and faster, ready to go for next year as well. That's a good thing.
And now for you guys, let's go back to the how the season has gone along. Let's go to the CVCs and how that played out. How many matches did you play in that? I know you both came out as champions in first and second single. So how did that play out for you guys? Where were you? Take us through that tournament.
So we were both the one seed, which we got buys at the CVC tournament, so we were top of the bracket. And we all played, I think it was, 4 seeds? Yeah, 4 seeds. And we ended up playing two matches after our bye. So it was just one. There were 2 relatively, I'd say, easier matches for us this year. And I think, it was.
And Kirtland came along this year, not out of nowhere, but they had some athletes on their team. Maybe not the most skilled tennis players, like I know Jake Laverty was out there and some other football guys. So that was a little unique. But it seemed like we matched up with Kirtland a lot in that championship round.
Yeah, they definitely had. I think their whole team was either a football or basketball player.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a different look for us. Instead of playing tennis players, playing better athletes.
Yeah, definitely.
Lots of athletes, and get the ball back no matter what shot you hit at them.
And so, did you guys both end up playing Kirtland people in the finals?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
and what were your score? Caden, what was your score in the final?
6-1, 6-0.
Okay, so only gave up one.
6-1, 6-1.
6-1, 6-1. So still took care of business there, even though you had a pretty good athlete on the other side. How long have you guys been playing tennis? Caden, we'll start with you. How the stories of Andre Agassi starting when he was 3 years old and things like that. How early did you guys start playing the sport?
I think the first time I ever picked up a racket was on vacation in 6th grade, and then I started playing for the school in 7th grade.
Okay, excellent.
I have a little bit of a different story. I was all my parents and the rest of my family all played tennis, so I had a racket in my hand when I was probably kindergarten, first grade. But then I didn't like it that much, so I went to baseball.
Okay.
Played that till about 5th grade. Then 2 years off, and then Caden got me to pick up a tennis racket in 7th. So ever since 7th grade, we've been going strong.
Back at it. How was that middle school experience for you guys? I remember I played middle school tennis, and that's the first time I had started playing, and it's just a little bit more laid back and just fun, and you have a good time. What do you guys remember from your middle school, like those first years that you played?
It's definitely not too competitive, but sometimes it can be. We had a pretty good team. I think Brody Hicks, he was still playing, so he was our 7th grade year. and then I think I was our 2, you were our 3.
Yeah.
So we had a pretty solid team for middle school.
We couldn't get Brody out this year, his senior year.
He tried. And then,
Well, he wanted to, and then he got whatever. He got some letters from some colleges and whatever.
I think
I
he's
don't
doing
know.
some
And he went and ran
ROTC
track
stuff.
and-
Yeah,
He didn't have
he started
time.
doing
Yeah.
some cross country,
Yeah,
some
I know.
running,
I
and
think he's ROTC, so he has to pass a fitness test, or he's got to go to basic training in
Mm-hmm.
the summer. So he's like, I got to start running a little bit. And he's actually not shocking because he's a pretty darn good swimmer, owns all of our records, but he's actually running pretty well for the track team in the mile. So, all right, let's talk 13-3 overall right now. 8-0 in the CVC, go undefeated. We win. We host the tournament here at Perry. We win that, so we're undisputed CVC champs for the second year in a row. And then you guys decide, how does it come about that you decided to play doubles in the sectional tournament? And just so everybody knows, that's a rule that you can do, and it's actually a new rule this year. Not to get too far into the weeds, you can play 3 doubles teams. So each team has 7 people. You can play 3 doubles teams now from your own team. So, how did you guys make the decision? And gives you a better shot to make it further? How did you guys work that out?
the singles draw this year is
Yeah.
pretty stacked,
Yeah.
the top players in the
Sure.
state. So we both kind of felt like our best chance to make it to state and get on the wall at Perry is to play doubles with each other. And obviously, we're off to a good start.
Yeah, so district qualifiers. So we had the sectional tournament this week down in Worcester. That's where we ended up choosing to go to because they do allow you to sort of pick and choose your location if you're one of the top 16 teams in the Northeast District, which we were in that top 16, so we got to choose our location. That's helpful. Otherwise, we're going to Hawken, and we're playing Orange, and some of those schools who stay at home a little closer to home. So it's one of those things that you got to maneuver around a little bit and try to figure out who's going to go where and all of those things. So our sectional play started on Tuesday. Take us through that day, and you guys are the 2 seed coming in. How many matches did you play on Tuesday? And just take us through that first day of sectionals.
on Tuesday we had 3 matches total.
Okay.
Our first 2 matches were relatively easier.
Okay.
And then our third match we got tested a little bit. We had faced a pretty good player and his
Yeah.
partner. I think that was good for us going into the second day of districts. And then the second day we played 2 matches, one semifinal match, and then one for the first and second place. We came up short, but
Okay.
I think it was still a great experience for us to play that level of competition.
And on that day, like on Tuesday, how much time is wasted in between? Like you're not playing, waiting, and then playing. Like you guys had a pretty big gap in between. How do you guys stay fresh, stay motivated, stay within tennis when you're, maybe sitting for a couple hours?
In between matches, we were playing hacky sack with Bronson to stay fresh.
The hacky
course.
sack is coming
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, it is coming
Yes.
back.
My kids are doing it again. I'm like, I've never done that before. So is that like a new thing? Is it just new this year, or is it maybe I'm behind the
No,
times? But
this year.
it was around when I was in
Yes.
college, so that's a long time ago.
So now going back to doubles, I guess we could wrap up what you guys did on Thursday as well. But when you guys first started to get together, how many matches did you guys have as a pair before the tournament started, or did you guys just finish off your singles and hey, let's start the tournament as doubles?
I think we played 2 matches together. We beat Beechwood and we beat Ursuline, and then we went into the sectional tournament 2-0.
And what's the difference in playing? Obviously, having an extra partner, but mindset-wise, going in, having a partner, does things change? How do you guys communicate with each other, not playing together all season long?
I think it's much more strategy than singles because you could hit the ball as hard as you want and move the guy around all over the place and just beat him that way. But doubles, you have to worry about your net guy and all sorts of stuff and where he's going to go, where you're going to go. So you always got to be on the same page. We use our hand signals to show where our serve's going to go and what we're going to do with the net, either poaching to go get a ball or staying home.
Do you feel more pressure now because you're playing with somebody? Now, again, singles, you're on your own, so whatever happens, happens. Do you feel more pressure now having Caden behind you or Andrew behind you?
I would say Andrew sometimes feels some pressure because he might think I'm going to get mad at him or something.
Yeah.
But he knows it's all love. But I would say it's definitely different because tennis, obviously, it's a mental game. So having Andrew on the court with me actually makes it better because when I get mad on the court, he actually brings me back up.
You need somebody to even
Yes.
you out a little bit, right?
Yeah.
What would you say if you had to pick a strength of your game in doubles? What would each of your strengths be? Andrew, we'll start with you.
I'd say my serve when it goes in. Yeah, serve when it goes in. I think my net play is I'd be very aggressive there, and if we can just get to as many balls at the net and put away shots, I think we'll be very good.
Yeah, I think I'd also take my serve.
Okay.
And then my net play definitely needs some work, but I would say my returning of serve has been better too.
Okay, and Andrew, it doesn't help that you're like 6'4" or whatever you are at the net, right? That's
Yeah,
gonna
that's-
come into play at some point, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's
So let's just rehash where you're going from here. All right, we move on to Akron, so it's actually closer to go to districts than it was sectionals. So next week, next Friday, May 22nd, you're at the Akron Springside Athletic Facility. We're at the district level. You guys are the 2 seed coming in. We mentioned, well, I was at the match yesterday, saw that number 1 seeded CVCA team was very good. You guys will play a 3 seed. I don't think the draws are out yet, but what are you looking forward to being district qualifiers here, as you move into next week?
I think we just got to be very focused this next week of practice because after yesterday it'd be 8 days until districts.
Yeah.
8 days of practice or whatever if you count on the weekend.
Sure.
So I think that, and then I just think I think the draw will help too because it will depend on whose bracket we're in. If we're in a 1 seed bracket with Orange or a 1 seed bracket with Geneva, which that would be 2 very different
A little
things.
different, right?
Definitely want to stay away from Orange and Hawkins.
Yeah,
the
that's
goal.
typical. That's how it's always been for a long, long time. So we'll know that draw by early next week, and we'll see where very similar to wrestling, state and district wrestling, the matchups, sometimes it's just luck of the draw, literally where you're going to end up on that bracket and who you're going to have to face. But it was important to get that first win yesterday. Would you guys agree that you'd rather be a 2 seed than a 3 seed?
Yeah,
For sure.
It's huge.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
And now when the draws come out, whenever that is in the next couple of days, do you now kind of try to scout your opponents? Is there film that you guys watch? How do you get to learn what the opponent, your next opponent, has?
I don't think most of the tennis matches are recorded, so I don't know. We can look up their UTR and see how they match up compared to us. But
And then
that's
common
really it.
schools, things like that. Do you look at that, if
Yeah.
they played a team that you guys played and how it matched? Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of big names. Like you'll recognize a person if you see them, and you'll know some of their game.
And from what you guys have seen so far, have a lot of schools teamed up their 1s and 2s together for a doubles team, or have you seen some of the mix and matching like you guys did?
Oh, most schools do.
Okay.
Like the Central Christian team we played at sectionals, that was a 1 and 2, and then I know Chagrin did, and a lot of other schools have too.
Yeah, CVCA actually they went to this is the first year for the 3 doubles team system, and they had 3 doubles teams. So 6 out of their 7 they had 1 singles player and 3 doubles teams, and their 3 doubles teams all qualified for district. So they sort of upset. Let's talk about the rest of the team real quick too. Obviously, you guys are the only ones moving on. But we had in singles, we had Will Cannon. He won his first 2 matches before falling in that district qualifying match. Dorian Hines, same thing, won 2 matches right off the bat. And I know Will has played singles all year, but I was impressed with Dorian as well, just coming and playing he's been playing doubles all year, now he's playing singles. And for him to get a couple of wins and be 1 match away from districts, let's just talk about those 2 guys a little bit.
Yeah, that's huge. I'll correct you on this. It was actually Miles that played.
Oh,
instead of
Will was
All right.
hurt, so they didn't put that online, but they put it on the.
Oh,
when
so
we were
yeah, I'm going off of the draw. Okay,
Yeah, so
good
it
work,
was,
Drew.
So it was Miles that won 2 matches and Dorian, and I think that was huge for both of them because they were 1 match. They both played really good players. The matches they lost.
Yeah.
But just to get that far and have that
Yeah.
confidence, it was definitely.
Well, the fact that Dorian's a senior, obviously his career is over at this point. So, but to make a great run like that is a great way to go out as a senior. And with Miles being a freshman and having that, you get those jitters out of the way and know coming in your sophomore year and beyond, having this experience will only help them in the future. Absolutely.
And then Jackson also had a tough
Yeah.
3 hour
Lost a 3-hour match,
Yeah.
3-set match. Yeah, so Jackson Scardino was our third guy playing singles and lost just a brutal one in 3 sets. And then our doubles team of Benny Dame and Bronson Denholm, also a 3-set sort of marathon match, to the eventual 4th place finishers from CBCA. Now those guys have played all year together. So what do they do well together? And obviously they'll both be back, so they'll be seniors next year. Who knows if they'll play doubles again? But if they move well together and play well together, maybe they'll be there again.
Yeah, I think their energy is great. They communicate a lot, and you'll hear it. Like if you're on the court with them, like "come on" or something like that. Like Benny, they're always getting amped up after every point.
Good. Yeah, they're both golfers as well, so they are on the golf team together, and I'm sure they have a blast on the tennis side too.
And Andrew, you mentioned, so now in these next 8 days, what does your guys' schedule kind of look like as you prepare to get ready for basically a week from now on Friday?
Well, we're probably going to be practicing a lot with Coach Rob. He still gets the racket in his hand a lot, and he's a wonderful player and a great player to hit against. And then outside of that, we'll probably have Alan, my brother, that will come help us because he's a college tennis player, and he plays doubles at a high level, so he knows everything about that.
Great. Well, if you need me to come out, let me know.
I'll let you know.
Oh, you don't want that, I promise you. All right, gentlemen, congratulations on a great season. CBC champs, 13-3, undefeated in the league, and making it to districts as a doubles team. Before we get you out of here, just some get-to-know-you questions. We'll go left to right here. Caden, you can answer first, and then Drew, and we'll hit the next question. We'll get you guys out of here. What is your favorite food?
Sushi, for sure.
Sushi. Okay. Any particular place you're getting your sushi? We've had a couple of
Yeah.
sushi answers.
Osaka, Fuji,
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
wherever.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Okay. Drew?
I'll have to go with I don't know. It's got to be overall pizza. I love pizza. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Favorite subject in school?
Ooh. Right now, astronomy.
Okay. Very good. Coach Trentinelli?
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard good things.
I'll have to go history, probably.
History? Any particular history subject?
I think I like the U.S. history.
Oh, so U.S. Okay. Favorite movie, or if not a movie, a television series that you're watching or that you enjoy?
What do I watch? I don't even know. I would go like any Avengers movie, like that whole
Okay.
timeline.
Yep.
Like, it's all good.
Excellent.
I like the Stranger Things series.
Okay.
Yeah,
Excellent.
that's really good.
That's a good one. Both of you guys are multi-sport athletes for us. You're playing basketball, you're playing tennis, very active in our school. Any hobbies, any time for hobbies? What are you doing outside of your sports life here at Perry?
Just hang out with friends, I go mountain biking sometimes.
Okay.
Take my dogs for walks.
There you go.
I like to spend a lot of my time in the summer, especially on the lake.
Right.
With my family and friends. Also in the winter, skiing. I like that a lot.
Okay, awesome. Okay, this is a Mr. Winners question. It's new from last year, Caden. Favorite app or game on your phone?
Instagram for sure.
Instagram.
Yeah.
You've got that?
Yeah, I have that one,
Okay.
yes.
True.
Instagram.
Instagram as well. All right. Guys, you're juniors. You're wrapping up your junior year here. You're going to be seniors next year. You're going to be the leaders of our school. And I say this all the time, like our school will go as far as our seniors will take us, both on the field of play and then how we behave and how we handle things and what our student section is like and all that kind of things. So you're going to be a senior, so you got a lot on your shoulders there. So make sure you're leading us the right way. I know you guys will. Going into your senior year, what is your favorite memory from Perry? And we used to say athletics, but it can actually be anything from the time you've spent here at Perry. What are you going to take away from this place? When literally, guys, a year from now, you're walking across the stage. It's going to be
Crazy.
you walking across the stage this Sunday and not this year's class. So what are you taking away, Caden?
Honestly, that first year of tennis in 7th grade, I just
Yeah.
think it was really fun.
Okay.
Just everyone learned.
Who was the
how to
coach?
play.
Coach
Austin.
Austin.
Coach
Yeah.
Austin does great things, man. I love Coach
Yep.
Austin. Drew?
I'm gonna have to say being on the football team for the state championship.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Yeah, great experience.
Mm-hmm.
We get that answer a lot, not shockingly, but it's one of those moments. you were a freshman.
Freshman.
Right? And so you probably didn't see the field.
No,
but
I
just
was-
the experience
yeah,
of it all
I was-
was incredible. All right. All right, guys. Visit any place in the world. Money's not an object. Where would you go?
I think I said this last time,
Yeah.
but Japan again.
Okay. Fair enough. Like it.
I don't. Probably like the Maldives.
Maldives.
Yeah, I think
that's like southern, not Caribbean. What is it?
I don't
South
even-
Pacific.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Good, Drew. All right, guys. Again, thanks for being here. Congrats on a great year. Best of
Thank
luck
you.
next Friday as you take on
Thanks.
Thank you.
the opponent to be determined next Friday in the district meet down in Akron. Thanks, gentlemen.
All right.
Yeah,
thank you.
one.
Have a
You
good
guys
one.
can
Yeah.
exit stage left, and we're gonna go right into the track here. We're gonna bring up Hazel Cannon, and she is our female athlete of the week.
Yeah, another one where you roll right into the postseason. These guys making their big run. Track had their meets this week, which were big down in Harvey. So yeah, as they continue to advance on.
Absolutely. Hazel had a great CVC. We're going to get into that right away. She gets her food here. Canes, box combo. That's new since she's been here. She was here last year with us, and your Dairy Queen. So enjoy that. But talking to Coach Richards, he's just raved about you, how great of a season you've had so far. And we're not even in the postseason yet, other than the CVC. But you're currently, I'll make sure I get this right, currently ranked 10th in the state in the 300 hurdles in our division. We are Division 3 this year, so they've expanded. Just like all of our other sports, our track divisions have expanded up to 5 divisions. Some are 7 divisions. Track is 5. It used to be 3. So you're top 30 in the state in pole vault and the 100 hurdles as well. And then last night at CVC, we'll work sort of backward. CVC finals were last night over at Rec Park in Paynesville. Harvey was a great host. You scored 32 points for our team. You were first in the 300 hurdles, first in the 100 hurdles, third in the pole vault, and third in the 200. So you were in the top 3 in every single. You only do 4 events, so you're in the top 3 in every single event you did. That's a fantastic tournament. That's a ton of points you scored for our team. And we just came up a little bit short, didn't win it as a team for the girls. Congrats to the boys. They were able to get it. It was vice versa last year. The girls won it, and the boys didn't. Now I'm rambling. It's your turn to talk. Congrats on a great CVC. What was your favorite moment from last night for you?
I really enjoyed going out and running my hurdles how I did. It was a lot of trusting in my training, because at the beginning of the season, obviously you're focusing on getting PRs and getting your times better, but from here on out it's just moving on to the next thing, placing, making it to districts and regionals, then hopefully state.
And I think we asked this to Dane last week when he was on, Dane Pike, going through the hurdles. How did you get into that, and the mindset of running, having to jump, run some more, jump, how does that, take me through that process. It's still hard for me to understand how people do that. I just have a hard enough time just running, not let alone having to jump every couple of feet.
Well, it really just started in middle school, because it was 200 hurdles, and I remember my 200 hurdle time was pretty close to my normal 200 time, so okay, you can get over the hurdles good. I kind of like it though. It's kind of like a distraction from running, because
I think
it's
that's
just
what Dane said last week too. He said that because the 400, in my opinion, the 400 is the hardest race out there, right? In terms of you're sprinting for 400 yards straight. At least the hurdles sort of break that up a little bit.
Yeah, it's just get to the next hurdle.
Okay, so that's a mental thing. That's good. That's a good way to look at it. Go ahead.
I was just saying, and besides the distance, 100 to 300, how do you prepare differently for those 2 events? Obviously, the 100 hurdles, 300. What's the difference between the 2 besides the length?
Well, definitely 100 hurdles is a lot more actually your form over the hurdles. It matters down to every little movement of your body, but the 300 hurdles, you can just kind of jump over the hurdle and make up for it if you have a bad hurdle in between, because it's a bigger distance in between.
And how is it coached up? I see a lot of all our hurdlers, but not everybody, not all these other teams maybe, but when you're running over hurdles, you guys are laser focused. You're not necessarily looking down at the hurdle, but you're looking ahead and trying to keep that form going. How do they, is it just take time to be comfortable with that, as opposed to looking down at the hurdle every time you have to clear it?
Well, it definitely just takes a lot of reps at practice. it's down to like even in the 300 hurdles, I like know how many steps I should have in between every single hurdle,
Okay.
just from repetition.
Okay.
And now, as you continue along on this path of getting to the next round and hoping to qualify for states, like how do you? I don't want to say practice now. Do you like tamper down a little bit? Do you still go full go? How do you keep your body fresh as you continue to make these steps to get to states?
Well, it's kind of like a transition from less like conditioning for like running by itself. Now it's more just like getting down every little special thing about hurdles.
And so we will host, we'll look ahead a little bit, and then we'll go back and look back from the beginning of the year. So we wrap up CVCs last night. Next Thursday, so you have a week off, to get ready for districts. We host districts here. We have field events starting at 4 p.m. next Thursday. Running events will start at 5:30, and then the finals are Saturday, 10 a.m. field events, 11:30 a.m. running finals. Do you feel it gives you an advantage that we're the host school and you're not that there's a bunch, track is a track for the most part, but do you have some comfortability, or does it help you at all that we're hosting?
Yeah, I would say especially for pole vault, because
Okay.
mats are different at different schools, and like just the thing that you practice on every week will definitely help.
And then what other events, will you do the same events you did in CVC, or you don't know yet? Will you do the 100, the 300, and the 200?
Yeah, I think I'm doing the same event.
Okay, same ones, okay.
And now pole vaulting real quick, we'll just go back. So
Yeah.
When did you get started in pole vaulting? And I know we had Marlia here a couple weeks ago. What is her like kind of senior leadership meant to you on that in pole vault?
It's definitely helped so much. She definitely will like get on me if I try and leave practice before coming to pole vault. Like, and she's just like so positive about it too. Like, even if we're doing bad, she'll be there to like hype me up for it, and she's there every day at practice, so it helps a lot.
Now, when did you start pole vaulting? Was it a couple years ago? Well, last year, I guess you're only a sophomore, so last year through middle school. When did you first pick it up?
I picked it up, like, I touched a pole a few times in middle school, but mostly this year.
Wow. What was your highest this year?
9.6, I believe.
Okay.
And so what are some of your goals for this postseason as we sit here just under a week away from that district meet? Extremely hard to qualify in 4 events. You'll have that opportunity. What do you feel most comfortable with, and what are you looking to do to get onto regionals? Do you think you have a shot in all 4, or are you going to focus on, hey, I know I can do this, these are my top 2 maybe, or what's your mindset coming into next week?
I think I have a shot in pole vault and both hurdles, but I'm mostly focused on my 300 hurdles. I really want to get that to state because I got it to regionals last year.
Okay, so just a step away. You made it to regionals last year, and then that extra step. So regionals will be the following week at Austintown Fitch, Thursday and Saturday. Same setup we have at districts will just be regionals, and then regionals will qualify the top onto the state tournament at Ohio State at Jesse Owens Stadium the first week of June. So those are some good goals.
And we probably asked you this last year because I think we had you on for cross country. Have you always been a runner, and what kind of attracted you to either cross country or track or the running sports?
Well, when I was little, I just remember like racing the boys and beating them, and then I just really started liking running.
I bet. That's funny. That's good stuff. And I know, how different is it running cross? Obviously, you're running 3.1 miles, in a cross-country event. Now to come out here, you see a lot of cross people sort of transition into that more of the 3,200 or the 1,600 race in track. But I guess if you're beating the boys and you're fast, it's probably just the difference. Would you have a favorite? I won't tell Coach Thomas. Do you have a favorite sport over one or the other? You like the difference of both?
Yeah, I definitely like track more.
Okay.
I don't like the pain of running far, but
it's pain. It is. I agree with you. Cross country is literally one of our most difficult sports to run, and it's certainly not a sprint for 3 miles, but it is grueling. It takes a lot out of you. So I totally get that answer. All right. Hey, so let's look back real quick. What was your favorite event leading up to? Because I said we'd talk a little bit about the not preseason, but earlier in the season. We hosted Perry Relays here, had a smaller group of teams here than we've ever had in the past. We'll hope to grow that again next year. What other events are your favorite invitationals to attend?
I really like running the 400 a lot. I just
Okay.
can't run it with the Ranger hurdles because they're
Right.
so close.
Yeah.
But I really like that event. And I really like shuttle hurdles. We only do it once
Yeah,
at Perry
that's
Relays.
it. That's what we
but-
do it at the Perry. We'll see. We're talking about maybe going to an invitational next year. I guess that's more for middle school. I think we're talking about an invite. But any other locations? I know we went to Chardon Hilltopper. We went to Spire. We were at Strongsville. We were in Myrtle. What were some of your favorites location-wise to go to?
Definitely Myrtle
Yeah.
because we go to the beach every day after
Sure.
practice. That was so fun.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
Can't beat that.
And having that trip to kind of kick off your guys'
Yeah.
season, does that kind of ease you in a little bit? I mean, obviously you're down there with some fantastic weather, some fantastic competition. Does it kind of help ease you in? Because then when you get back here, you don't know if you're going to be running in the rain or the cold, or how does that play in? I'm sure that trip is great to kick off the year.
It definitely got us all hyped for the season, and it got us really close as a team because, we're spending a week together,
Yeah.
not just practice. We would hang out every day, but the competition down there was really good, so
Yeah.
that definitely got us prepared.
It's a huge meet. It's a 2-day meet down there, and they bring teams in from all over. Not only South Carolina, you've got North Carolina and Georgia and different Tennessee. So I mean, the competition is awesome, and it's a great way to start the year. It's a good tradition that we have going, that's for sure. All right, Hazel. Before we get you out of here, just some get to know you questions. We'll see if these changed from last year, but there's no wrong answers here. What would you say your favorite food is?
I would also say sushi, actually.
Okay. Now, I can't remember all the places Kaden named, a couple of them. I'm not a sushi person, so I've never even tried it. I probably should try it. Where do you like to get your sushi?
I like Fuji.
Fuji, okay. Favorite subject in school?
Biology.
Okay. Favorite movie, and if not a movie, a television series or show?
Movie, I like Titanic, and
Awesome.
TV show, I really like Outer Banks.
Okay, excellent. Any hobbies? Again, you're a multi-sport athlete for us. You're doing all kinds of things here for Perry. Any hobbies outside of your time as an athlete?
Yeah, I really like going to the beach with my friends, and
Okay.
I really like playing guitar.
Oh, cool. Very good. Favorite app or game on your phone?
Probably Spotify. I really like music.
The music side of it. Okay, cool. Favorite memory from Perry? Again, as Mr. Winter said, you're only a sophomore. You've got a couple more years here, and the rest of this year, obviously. What are some of your favorite memories going to be? In your time here so far.
Definitely track memories. I really like at our state indoor meet, our 4x4 team all prayed together before the
Okay.
meet, and that was just really special to me.
That's awesome. And if you could visit anywhere in the world, where would you be heading?
Probably Hawaii.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, definitely on the list for me too. So, Hazel, congratulations
Thank you.
on a great year so far. And we wish you nothing but the best next week at districts to get to that regionals and on to state. We'll be updating everybody as we go.
Thank you for having
All right,
me.
Hazel Cannondon, Female Athlete of the Week. Great performance this week at the CVCs, and I know she's looking forward to doing some special things here next week at districts too.
I'll have to take you to a place called Bluefin over in Mentor.
okay.
It has
All right.
steak and chicken, but you could also get some sushi as
I'll-
well.
I'll try a
I'll have to take
piece.
you over there and get you on this little train going in the right direction.
I get. My wife gives me a problem all the time about how I don't try things, and I'm pretty set in my ways, and I'm pretty picky. But it might be worth a shot. We'll see.
One thing to wrap up track
Yes.
real quick. Emily Meckenbauer set the school discus record this
140,
week.
147 and change, and she's about a foot away now, or less than that, from setting the state record. And a little footnote there, because the divisions are expanding, whatever the state champ throws this year down in Columbus will be the new record for Division 3. So Division 1 is going to stay, Division 2 is going to stay, 3 and 4 essentially are going to have new records, and then the old Division 3 record will go down to D5. So Emily's got an opportunity, I know she's excited about it, of being the state record holder in Division 3. She's only, like I said, inches away at this time from being a Division 2, because that's what they've told us to go by. That's what we were last year. So if she breaks it, Hasn't quite done it yet. If she breaks it in the regular season, it'll be a D2 record. So she could actually be a 2 and a 3 record holder if she's able to do it here, this year.
So a lot of great things coming up for the track team within the next week, and obviously we'll cover a lot of that in week 33. But some of the other spring sports going on, softball, they're sitting at 21-4, co-CVC champion since the last time we were on.
Yes.
They actually got 7 games in. They were 5-2 within the last week.
Yeah, absolutely great stuff, and they're playing a tougher schedule, too. It reminds me of our girls basketball program sort of stepping up their level of competition at the end of their year to get them ready for that postseason run. And I think we've done that. And to go 5-2 against that bevy of teams is incredible. Hats off to our kids, our players, our coaches. They're working hard every day. There's the preparation to go into it. I see them in the batting cages before they're leaving to get on the bus, and it's a whole routine that's pretty darn impressive, and it's paid dividends. And I know they're excited about their postseason run as well, which will start next week.
Yeah, and that will start here on Tuesday.
Yes.
So they'll get a home game and then win, and they would advance off to North Ridgeville.
That is correct. So next Tuesday, we will host a game. It'll be at 5 p.m. Just to highlight to everybody, unfortunately, we have to charge for those events. It is an OHSAA game. It's not the easiest to monitor because of our setup, and that's way at a lot of schools. But the OHSAA is sort of mandating that we do that. But if we win that game, which we will be favored to win, we will play at North Ridgeville on Thursday the 21st. I'll be stuck here with track, so I'll be rooting them on from afar. But then if they win that game in a district final, they'd obviously be the district champs and move on to regionals, which will be at Bowling Green State University. Great facility to play in, just a long drive.
Yeah, right.
But that's all right.
Yeah, a couple of trips on the turnpike.
Yeah.
Hopefully gets back to the same point they were last year.
Yep.
One game away from going into the state final four. So a tremendous group that they have this year.
Absolutely.
Led by a bunch of juniors, and two things that happened within the last week. Sophie Savant, back-to-back 100 strikeout seasons.
Right.
First time since Olivia Moon in I think it was 18-19 or 17-18, one of those 2 years.
Right. Very impressive.
Morgan Winters picked up her 100th strikeout for the season and is 1 hit away from 100 for her career.
Wow.
Ari Rogers, 2 RBI from 100 hits, runs, and RBI for her career, which would be the 4th Pirate to do that.
Right. Well, that's high level of play there by all of those athletes to be in the top. And again, we've had a storied program softball wise. If you walk through and in our hallways, and you'll see, I mean, this goes back into the 70s and 80s with Coach Sharon Monis, and I mean, we always had some really strong teams and some really strong softball players. For those guys to be up in that discussion, says a lot about them as players, and says a lot about our potential for another postseason run, which if you come into it, you were replacing a lot of seniors off of last year's team. Again, I'll still say the Elise Strahan walk-off last year is going to go down as one of my top moments in all of my time as an athletic director. It was just so clutch and so unique and special, and the excitement and the joy and all that, it was just awesome. So to come off of that and know we're losing 5 or 6 really strong players, who's going to replace them? How are we going to do this? And coaches always sort of lament, we're not. I don't know how good we're going to be, and here we are, 21-4, with the chance to go back and do some of the things we did last year. So can't say enough about our returning players because we have no seniors. We have no senior night for softball. Which is rare. We have our boys tennis senior night tonight. We're going to play one more match against Geneva, and then we had baseball senior night last night, and track was earlier in the year. So we've honored all of those, and actually flag football too. We did it here on a Sunday on April 26th. So we won't have one for senior night for softball. That means I'm excited about next year, no matter what happens this year. Yeah.
So speaking of the boys and senior night, last night they're 19-6 CVC champions. Since the last time we've been on, they've won. They're 5-0, but they've won 14 of their last 15 games, and that was capped off last night with a senior night victory.
Yeah, it was great to get that victory against Lakeside. And I get credit to our seniors. We had 9 seniors to introduce last night, which says a lot about them because, obviously we only play 11 on the field. Yeah. Some of those guys don't play a whole heck of a lot, but they are a huge part of this team, and they stuck it out. They wanted to play their senior year. I give credit to them for seeing it through, and they've got a great attitude about it. They look at it from the standpoint it's an honor to put on the uniform, and they serve roles on this team that do great things. It was great to see them get to play last night and get introduced not only with their parent or parents for senior night, but then to go out there and start the game was awesome. And so but we've been rocking it really as from a baseball perspective. Here, we had a rough opening trip down in Georgia, and again, no excuses. It's just fact. Those teams are starting in January, and they're playing games in February, and they were just way ahead of us. And we played some really good competition as well. But since then, like you said, we've ripped off 14 of 15, and I know that we're excited about our postseason run. If anybody happens to be listening to this before. It's about 12:40 right now in the afternoon. If you're listening to this before 5:30, we are now playing 5:30 tonight instead of 7:30. So that's one change. We're at Captain Stadium. Our opponent has changed as well, and we'll talk about that in a minute. We're playing Kirtland now at 5:30 instead of Lake Catholic at 7:30. And the idea behind that, the captains have been great to work with. We have Lake Catholic in round 2 of our we'll host Akron Buchtel here on the 21st of May, so that's going to be a busy day.
Yes.
We'll have district track, we'll have sectional baseball, and we'll have girls hopefully heading out to North Ridgeville. But it'll be a busy day here on campus. We host Buchtel. If we win that game, we'll play, which we'll be favored to do. We'll play at Lake Catholic next, who are defending state champs. And so they sort of chose to come into our side of the bracket. It's weird how that worked out, but they chose. We'll get to host that game the following week, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so the Pirates come in as the 6th seed, Division 4 Northeast 3. So a lot of good things coming up for the program, as you mentioned. Next Thursday will be their first playoff game, and for the folks that wanted to attend the captain's game tonight, they could buy tickets when they get there? Okay.
At the gate only. There's a problem right now with their website. It's saying that the game is sold out. That's not true. You can't buy them online before, but you can literally walk up to the gate, buy a ticket to the Perry Kirtland baseball game at 5:30. Talking to some of the players and coaches this morning, they're actually happy about the change because the Cavs play at 8 o'clock. So they'll be done with their game about 7:30. Get a bus ride home, and they'll be almost ready for tip-off for 8 o'clock tonight.
And we did wrap up flag football last week with Coach Allen when she was here, but the Pirates had their first college commitment.
Yeah. Cameron Zagrebnik, sort of out of nowhere, and that just shows you, number one, and Cameron's a great athlete. She was a heck of a volleyball player for us. She's tall, she's fast, she's athletic, and somebody like Mount Union noticed that, and they're just starting their program out. So it's a cool experience for her to sort of be a founder of their new program at Mount Union. But they reached out to Coach Allen, and the coach started talking, and Cameron was very excited to commit to them. And, we wish her nothing but the best. Flag football, I'll tell you what, is crazy right now, and in a good way. Like, there are colleges and universities all over this country that are giving scholarship money away because they're starting flag football. Yeah. So it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And the Browns and the Bengals have been great supporters of that. And the OHSAA, best of luck to our neighbors down the street in Madison. They are they won a regional championship last week, 34-0, and they will play for the chance to win a state championship this weekend down in. I believe it's in Columbus. I'm not positive of that off the top of my head since our team's not involved. Right. But Madison's playing. They're in the final 8, Elite 8 of all the girls flag football teams in the state. So hopefully they can get it done. But it's a sport that's going to continue to grow, and colleges and universities are embracing it, and that scholarship money is out there.
Yeah. So congratulations to Cameron, and a lot has happened. Like as the regular seasons now all are coming to an end, postseason begins, and there's a lot of great things still on the horizon for Perry Athletics.
Absolutely. The next 3 weeks are going to be a fun run of, and it's do or die at this point. You're going to have a really good performance and you're going to move on, or your season's over. And I think our kids do a great job, and our coaches do a great job of getting mentally prepared for that, and they know they've got to be at their peak, and they've trained a lot that way, especially in a sport like track where you're ramping up. You're not going to try to run your fastest time in March. You want to be running your fastest time at the end of May. So we wish nothing but the best of luck to all of our teams here as we start this postseason trek.
Yeah, and that's the fun part now. It's that sprint to the end. You got kids that are going to be graduating, so they're going to have a little bit of some free downtime before going to their events, which keep them fresh as well that way. And the season start to ramp up with the last couple weeks of school.
And it's crazy. Our graduation is this Sunday, so it's at 1:00 in the gym. It's crazy that it's here, and I'm sure the seniors are feeling that way. We had our senior breakfast and awards this morning, so. But best of luck to this class. I said it to them at the awards banquet. They've been a tremendous example for all of our younger classes ahead of them, and they've had a ton of success athletically and academically, and that's what you want to see. So we'll be watching them from afar, and what they're going to do at that next level, especially the ones heading on to play in college. What is your prediction on the Cavs game to change things up a little bit before we get out here? Probably no one cares what our opinion is, but I'm a little nervous about tonight.
You have to win tonight, or I don't think they're winning the series.
I
You
agree.
can't go back. Now that you pulled it out, you got that road win, that monkey off your back, and away you go.
Which I think somebody said the other night. We had some people over watching the game, and it was like a 98% chance that we were going to lose that game. We were down 9 points with just under 3 minutes to go. So the fact that they got it done in that situation, I agree. I don't want to go back to Detroit, but I'm also nervous about tonight. So hopefully they can get it done. I'd love to see a Cavs-Knicks series.
Yes.
And best of luck to the Cavs, and hopefully everybody's watching tonight and if you're at the game, making some noise.
Yeah, right. And that's the time now. They've played well at home, and they played it well at home all season long. So it's the time. They're going back to their classic blues tonight.
Okay.
They
Good.
switched. They were going to wear
the
16 championship black ones, and they decided to go to the blue classics where they beat Detroit back in 06-07 to get to their first NBA finals.
Okay, love it. All right, so the old LeBron color, navy blues.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Love it. A little inside information there for somebody who works down in that arena, in that area, in our Cleveland sports world. So, Gene, thanks for being here again.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you wrapping up here week 32. We will be back and better than ever for week 33, hopefully with some updates on our postseason. Until then, go Pirates.